thought I'd do a video real quick on some ideas that I have that might take me further. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, please take time to watch them. This is like a project that builds upon itself. Anyway, please like, subscribe, take the time to do that if you would. That'd be great. Anyway, if any of you have watched any of my videos, you know that I end up in a cemetery at Mammoth Hot Springs. Well, through thinking and watching things, and they're always giving hints and reevaluating, I've been kind of like stuck. And all the times that I got stuck before, I just go and unfortunately dig a hole, and then I was unstuck. And I'm not digging any more holes, so nobody's got to worry about that. And I'd like to put a shout out to Cynthia Meacham for putting all my information on her last video. She just kind of shoved it out there to the world, so be sure to watch her. And she did turn off the comments, so I couldn't thank her. Anyway, I'm her favorite idiot. But I don't got anything against Cynthia. I think she's great. It is too bad, some of the harm. I do believe that the Forrest Fenn chase ended the way it did was because of some of the things I did. Anyway, but that's another topic. But I'd just like to go on. I have this picture here that you're seeing, which is the sign of cancer. And what it tells me is the Forrest Fenn chase started with Forrest, but it started because of cancer. And so if you're reading in the poem, I do believe that I found the precise spot, and X marks the spot. And there's some ideas there, and we'll go for it. But it goes, if you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down, your quest to cease. But tarry scant with marvel gaze, just take the chest and go in peace. So to me, peace could be go to space, kind of. Anyway, and it goes, so why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? The answers I already know. So answers is 99, and already is 66. And if you look at this crab right here with the, you could go with 69 right here, and there's two endings. So there's, there might even be three. I don't know. Anyway, this is a far-reaching one. You can take it or leave it, but it might be interesting to think on. And so the answers we already know is he had cancer, and that's why he's leaving his trove. So why is it I must leave my trove for all to seek? The answers I already know. So answers, he could take out the S, and that makes it 80. And if you put the S in, that makes the word value 99. So there's 99, and I is 9, and then already is 66. And if you've been watching my videos, those have meaning, the numbers in my solve in the cemetery. But if you look at this crab right here, it's got you could look at this as 99 or 66, depending on the way you want to spin this symbol of the crab here. So that's something. So we know that the answers is he got cancer. He was 80 years old. He states that right before the poem, and then he's done it tired. That's a hint to the wagon wheel. And now I'm weak. His age, and then it goes. So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. If you're brave and in the wood, I give you titles of gold. And I have interpretations of that, but it might go farther than I've gone. So this is some thoughts. Let's go a little farther here. So if we go to the Thrill of the Chase on page 146, it's got the picture of the stumps, and he's looking up at the moon here, and there's a bird there. Well, that can represent the moon is the sign for Cancer, and there's a bird instead of a crab, kind of a hint, and that's going peace. And there's 23 stumps if you count all the back ones, and 23 to me is an end number, and so this is the end. Is and he's looking up, canopy of stars, dancing with the stars. Forrest Fenn hung out with the stars. Suzanne Summers, with the stars on that in Once Upon a While. And you can go from there. Let's look at another page here. And then you have here, he's sitting on a grave marker. Here's your canopy of stars again. And he's gazing up. And a lot of people have taken this picture and the other picture, and they've overlaid them, and their look is the same. They match up. So I just revisited this. There's a lot of videos. Just don't discount any words in the poem and so forth. And I believe that he's given plenty of hints about stars. And so, and if you've noticed lately, all the hired actors are doing Martians and stars and all sorts of great content, and it's trying to make us think. And I've been stuck a little bit, but I've been thinking about it a little, and we'll go on to some of my thoughts here. So if you look at this Cancer, right here is the crab, and Cancer stands for the crab. This M44 is the beehive. I don't know, a lot of people put some bees out there, so there's the beehive. There are 5 stars in the main stars. I'm just showing you, they have different pictures that show this constellation or zodiac sign. That's one, so you can names them. This is the brightest one in the Cancer zodiac. The brightest star is right here in the corner down here. Anyway, let's look at some other pictures of it. Right here, this is the sign right here, and then it's got the moon here, your 6 and 9, or 9 or 6, and it's got a flower right here. Some of the symbols, there's a lot of flowers that are talked about, and flower has a word value of 79, and that's Forrest Fenn. So let's look at some more. So here's another picture. This is the sign is usually it goes to right here to there, and then it goes up to here. This one right here is not on it. That goes to XCNC. This is not usually part of the sign, but as you can see, the 5 stars are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5 stars. And nickel, is magical. There's 5 stars to the end. The treasure's the end. And so it ends with Cancer. So something to think about there. Anyway, here's another picture of it. Like I said, this arm right here is not usually part of it. And sometimes this bends a little more and sometimes not, but that's what it looks like there. And here's some Cancer right here is June 21st through July 21st. Symbol's a crab. Cancer actually in another language means crab, or in our language it means crab. Anyway, ruling planet is the moon, and then it's number 4. It's the 4th sign, and elements water, and there's just some small facts. Anyway, this isn't going to be an extensive. There's a lot of information. Kind of like in Cancer, there's one that's called the Diamond Planet, and Forrest Fenn talks about she turned her diamond ring inside, and anyway, and gave. And I don't know, there's just, if you start listening and thinking about this Cancer constellation or zodiac sign, then a lot of things start lining up. Like there's donkeys, the northern donkey and the southern donkey, and there's other things that line up. Let's go a little further here. Anyway, if you've watched my other videos, here's some of the numbers right here, and we have these markers. This is the blaze, and you look down and you shoot across, and if you do, this is a mirrored image. This is what it looks like unmirrored. Right here is unmirrored, and then when you mirror it, you get the other side. So these are the three number places that we're dealing with. So if you look at this right here with these numbers here, and this is if you mirror it here, you can get all these, and you can actually get the sign of Cancer right here, the stars, and there's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's an interesting thought there. And if you look at it another way, if you look at it right here, then you have a boom, boom, and then right here, and it actually looks like this, just like this, boom, boom, and then right there. I mean, there's that one, and look at them again. There's this one right here where you got all the angles, your triangle, space across here, and another triangle, and that's and then you have the beehive cluster right here in the center, and that's important. And you got the X right there, and CNC stands for Cancer. So these are all part of Cancer zodiac or constellation. Anyway, let's look at this other one again. So there it is. If you can kind of see, I mean, we could overlay them, and it's not exact, but it's pretty amazing that it's that close. And with this arm left off right here, you can see, and if you tilt it up, and this is up in the north here, and this is down here, that's the brightest star. Anyway, then you get the zodiac sign, and it's a little off. Maybe this shouldn't be bent as much as it is, but it's amazing actually. Anyway, so then let's explore a little bit more here. If you watch my videos, you've seen this where it makes an X, marks the spot, and you can get other things in here. There's a gentleman in here, and his name is Henry Brown, and he was an assistant wagon master, and he died of cancer. And he's not on here anywhere, but if you do the dates, you can actually kind of calculate out where he would be buried, and he just happens, in my calculation, to be around in this spot right here. So this is the cemetery, and there are graves all the way out to the farthest one is this 11, but there's dug up places, and there's markers missing. There's about, I don't know, there's at least 5 people in here that don't have markers for them, and then they dug up 20 of them and moved them to a different cemetery. Anyway, the point is it got me thinking, the home of Brown, and this is where Brown rests right here, the rest of Brown, and he died of cancer. And Forrest Fenn was going to die of cancer. He had a 20% chance to live. That's 10 and 10, 2 omegas, 2 X's, 3%, and that gets you to here to the end. So there's an end here, Cancer, and then there's one in the constellation, and he's going, I didn't want to go by everybody else's rules, and so he's thinking on a higher plane than we are, and so he's looking up at the sky, and from here you gaze up at the sky, and and that's the end so far that I know of. So anyway, it's something to think of. It's kind of amazing, you know. Maybe I just got a real fertile imagination, but you know it's pretty cool that you know you're fine. Oh, and there's another guy in here, and he was a soldier, and the Buffalo, I don't know, brigade or something like that. They rode bicycles, and he was the only colored individual that's buried in this cemetery, and he had a major pitcher. Was who he reported to was major pitcher. You know, he pitched like Dizzy Dean. Anyway, I think it's number 17 here, 34 and 17, but I could be wrong. I could look further. I know I can find out. Anyway, but this is not an exhausted look into this idea, but I'm telling you. It has something to do with the constellation, and once you've found his spot, which I do believe that it was the wagon wheel at number 3 here, number 15. I'm not changing that. That does make an X, and then the blaze becomes, you know, and I damaged the blaze. The blaze becomes the X here, and it just happens to X over 54, which is Henry Brown, the home of Brown, wagon master, and he died of cancer, the only one in the cemetery that died of cancer. And 5 and 4 is 9, and that's 9 is I, and that's Forrest Fenn. And, you know, anyway, there's ways of thinking about this that Forrest Fenn, and if you do this 24 right here on this marker, there's a line here, and that's an asterisk, and that points, you know, and if you go to page 54 in the Thrill of the Chase, you have Skippy standing there, and he's giving you 23 with his fingers, and he has a watch on, and I believe he's actually standing in this cemetery, and it's on page 54, and they should have buried him standing up. And Skippy is doing the 23, which 23 is the word value of end, and end is the end. And so, you know, these are some great ideas. Oh, and Forrest wanted to take it with him. So Forrest Fenn took his treasures to the sky, you know. And he's looking up at the moon and the peace, and it's some hints. Oh, there's one other. We can go for another thing that might add a little more confirmation bias. Okay, if you look up on here on Once Upon a While, and this would be the constellation, the brightest star, which is all Tarf, I think, and there's that one, and then you have this star right here, and then you have this star right here in the corner, okay, and so that kind of gets your V, and then it goes up to his belt buckle, so that would be the Cancer symbol right here on this page, okay, and it is you know, this, and that is the cemetery too, but it's also got the Cancer. If you do it right here up to there, and then in the Once Upon a While, the one that's not revised, it doesn't have the star right here, and to have 5 stars, you got 1, 2, 3, and then there's 4. You don't have it. You're missing a star, and so he puts it on this one, and yeah, it's not in the right spot, but it does hint to something. Anyway, just a thought. So you got to look to the stars, and that's, you know, I believe it ended, you know, he took it with him. He took it to the stars. Anyway, just a thought. Keep smiling, and thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, or don't. Put comments. I'll answer anything. I mean, if anybody wants to discuss any ideas, I'm open to that. So I believe, there's two ends. I believe I found the end, the exact spot in the cemetery, but the other end is in the stars. Uh, so go from there. Have a great one.